Hi. I wrote this about a dream I had. It's called Me and Bob Dylan and a Night in New York City.
Walking down the streets, I'm out of cash and smoke some pride. I saw a building with a red light, took a breath and stepped inside. Now I sucked myself inside and even tried not to be touched. I walked up to the register, opened my legs and said how much. The older folk, they must have seen my protruding ribs, cause they snickered and said, darling, you know this place ain't for kids. But I've been in similar situations many times, so I lifted up 3 fingers and said, read between the lines. My partner in crime was standing tall and thin like me. She had bags under her eyes and bruises on both of her knees. She said she should have prayed to God, she prayed straight to the preacher. And I looked up and I recognized my high school Spanish teacher. So I asked her, bewildered, how the hell did you end up here? She looked down at her feet and sighed and wiped away a tear and said, I fell in love with something that I wish I'd never met. Now my senses are rebelling and they won't let me forget. You should get up and get out of here while you find you still can. So I turned around sheepishly and was faced with a man that I knew long before she came to get me. And he told me of his life in New York City. When I told him my predicament, he didn't say a word. He just grabbed me by the hand and he led me to the curb. And while he walked inside, his hair was quite handicapped. And I scowled and stormed away in light of my latest failed attempt. Then a hobo started waving his MasterCard in the air, and he said, hello foxy lady, get your little self over here. And I rolled my eyes and ignored him as his state sent me into shock. But I looked myself over up and down and I wasn't one to talk. But I was still bowled over by the words that he had said. Though he was long up and gone, they were still ringing in my head. It may not be priceless, all but girl, you sure are pretty. I'm glad you blessed us with your face in New York City. Myself down at a bench where I thought I could stay. Pulled out my old notebook, started writing about my day. When Bob Dylan came up next to me and said, sorry, I've been lurking, but I've been reading over your shoulder and we might be the same person. I looked him up and down, I liked his voice, I liked his face. So I said okay and got my shit and we went back to his place. We sat on his floor, hands played guitar and sung and sang. Wrote our little hearts out till the early morning came. Woke up drooling on my guitar about 7 the next night. Bob opened his eyes and wiped his mouth and said, I told you we're alike. We both wake up long after the light breaks the window pane. Know the truth behind the power and the loss behind the gain. We both turned to writing music when our lives went down the drain. We know that dreams aren't really dreams, just the cries of the insane. And when you really wake, know that you'll forget me. I'm just another dream you dreamt in New York City. And before I could stop it, I found all his songs made sense. His words could have been mine, were they not laced with eloquence? And then I tried to write it down when it all hit me, and started singing of my dreams of New York City.
Okay, thanks.